Alright, here's my new firewall for the air conditioning and 6-cylinder. Pushing the 6-cylinder back a few inches compared to the stock GTR5 6 location. I want the front engine plate to be the same. Gives me more room for the air conditioning, a little bit more balance. I don't know how much weight difference it's going to be, but I actually cut the battery box firewall. I actually sloped it a little bit because keep the drain, it'll just keep it from rusting. You know, any runoff, it'll just slope off since there's no battery there. So that is actually 4.5 inches deep versus 7. This is just sloped a little bit. Gives me a little bit more room. Gives me more room for maybe a better radiator cooling header tank maybe back here, and maybe a emissions oil trap thingy. So I've actually extended this section. Removes that duplicate on that side for the steering column. This gives me a couple more inches for the air conditioning. So this is 2.5 inches wider. That's going to be cut off. Gives me more room for the starter. And that's just going to be straight down flush. Same thing all the way around. Replace all of this, flush to the corner. That gives me a nice square edge for the transmission cover, which I'll probably use the TR3 transmission cover since it's steel and a lot easier to modify. I can probably just shorten it, put a lip on it, pretty much be done. This is probably the hardest sheet metal piece I've ever had to make. Considering that at 16 gauge it wasn't easy to bend. Now that I'm looking at it, I wish this edge was a little bit sharper. Maybe I'll just dolly it out. So 6-cylinder is sitting in the TR4 chassis. There's the steering rack. Just about a little bit more room than the stock TR6. Still gives me plenty of room for the belt. But then again, I haven't actually installed the engine mounts yet. But I got plenty of room back here. Everything's been prepped, still bare, perfect metal on the back side. I'll end up sandblasting all of this anyway, so that's not a big deal. I'm just going to leave it tacked together for now. I do have to fill that hole over there. This gives me plenty of space for the Makunis. I don't know where my mock-up is right now. Probably put the air conditioning bracket here. Compressor here. I will probably shorten this, maybe take 2 inches off of this and just cut it back a little bit. So I'll keep it but shorten it. And then I'm adding this box section here. It's about 4 inches more. Gives me 17 inches underneath the glove box for the complete air conditioning system. I think that's a lot better. I will probably do a small box for a speaker. Here's my AC vent idea. It would focus. Turn the light on. So I've yet to cut the right section out. Cut this section out here. Gives me 17 inches. the 4-port air conditioning evaporator. I'll probably actually 3D print a new front port. Only 3 instead of 4, or I'll just close off the 4th one on the right because it'll be actually behind this A-post. And then I'm planning to actually just port the air conditioning right into this section here, so it goes straight into the vent. So all factory. And then I'll do another one all the way on the other side. And then the third one, I'm actually going to duck it. Well, it was there. Actually duck one of the air conditioning vents into the heater box. So that will give me a defrost. And then it'll also take out any residual heat from the heater core, even if the valve is closed. Keep the hot air from my feet. So maybe that one little vent will cancel out, and maybe cool the heater core, unless I put 2 valves to completely shut it off. Either way, it'll give me air conditioning vent down to the floor, down to my feet, because that's the hottest spot. So I'll probably just duck it right into here. And then if I want full defrost, I can just close these vents off, and that port that's going in the back of that will actually go inside the heater box opening on the firewall, and then go back into here. So I'll get full air conditioning defrost to the defrost vents, or to the floor, or both. So that's the game plan. But that's my new firewall, similar to what I did to my GT6 Plus. I'm just going to tweak all that once the engine's out. Need to get the engine mounts on the frame and the chassis, and then the 5-speed transmission mounts. Once I have all that mocked up, I will probably actually put the original TR4 engine back in. Since it's complete and almost runs, I probably need to pull the head off, maybe check the rings, are probably seized. This car has actually been sitting in storage since 1979, 3 months older than me. So that's a very interesting car, but this car is actually in pretty good shape. So this car has been sitting since 1979, and I'll mock it up for the 6-cylinder, and we'll probably put the 4-cylinder back in, wire up the hydraulics, and maybe just drive it. Just drive it around for show until I actually have time to actually finish this project. I've got other projects to do. I got to finish my Spitfire, redo it with the hardtop, and of course my GT6 Plus. So lots of personal projects, but never have time to work on it. So anyway, that's my firewall.